Hi everybody. Today I'm going to do an assembly and initial review of the All Power America 6,000 watt propane generator. Our need for a generator came about because we have a well. Therefore, when we have a power outage, we have no water. So when I started looking at generators, I didn't really want a gas generator because, you know, gas stinks up a garage when you're storing it. It can gum up carburetors. It goes bad. Plus, when there's a power outage and you go to get gas for your generator, the gas stations need electricity in order to power the pumps, so you can't get gas. That's a problem. So now I looked at alternatives, which included propane. There are a couple of tri-fuels available here in Canada. Most of the ones that you find on the internet, they don't ship to Canada. But I did find this one, the All Power America brand. They have a 3,500 and a 6,000 watts propane generator. I looked here locally here in Newfoundland, and there's only one dealer. They wanted what I thought was a crazy amount of money for it. So I looked on places in Canada that sell this generator, and I found Canbuilt in Ontario, and I was dealing with Russ there, and he set me up with a 6,000 watt tax, shipping, delivery, right to the garage, right to this spot here, for a heck of a lot cheaper than a local guy was going to charge me. So, you know, thumbs up to you, Russ. So let's open up the box and see what we got. As you can see, the generator is packed up quite nicely. It's actually put on a small pallet, and corners are put over the box here, and then it was wrapped in plastic, and then a metal strap wrapped around that, and then wrapped around the pallet. So it was packed pretty well, and as you can see, the guys at Canbuilt, 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 whatever they call themselves, they did quite a good job in packaging up the generator. So after unwrapping it and cutting the tape, let's see what it looks like inside. Okay, there's some sort of OBS type board laid on top of the generator. Some bubbly type wrap, and there she is, all wrapped up in a bag. So I'll take the box off for now and take out this bag of goodies and see what we got. Now, there's no way I can lift this generator out of the box, and I didn't really want to tear up the box. So what I'm doing, there are these heavy-duty staples in the corners. I'm just pulling those out with a pair of pliers. I already did to the other side over here, which, you know, releases the box, so I can just drop the front and be able to lift out the generator, hopefully quite easily. I read one review where they said that there wasn't much packing inside the box, and they're right. The only thing that was inside the box was the generator, this piece of board that was on the top, the bag that the generator was wrapped up in, and this little piece of stuff that was underneath this piece of board. So yeah, they did skimp out on the packaging, but when it's packaged right, nothing happens to it. Inside the generator comes, I guess, all the bits and pieces to make it work. We have here is the owner's manual and a few other pieces of documentation. Spark plug wrench, couple of keys. I'm not quite sure what that is. It's a positive and negative clamp with a plug on the end. And let's see if I can zoom in. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but I guess the manual will tell me what it is. A couple of wheels. Those are solid rubber wheels. And this here must be the kit to the gear to put the wheels on a generator. And this here, still wrapped up in the shrink wrap, bubble wrap, is the case for the battery. The literature that comes with the generator was actually this owner's manual, a warranty card, a stop, do not return to the store if you got any problems, call that number, a little pamphlet talking about the dangers of carbon monoxide, A leaflet talking about the California and Federal Emission Control Warranty Statement. I'm not sure what that means. I'll take a look at it later, as well as some technical and consumer information regarding the battery connections for the generator. So that's it for the literature. After reading through the owner's manual, they give some pretty good pictures there and pretty decent instructions on how to install the wheels and where the lift handles are to, and I think on the next page is the battery compartment. And it also says in there, you got to read it almost word for word, that this unit does not come with any oil in it, so you have to put oil in it through somewhere on the side of it. I'll go find that and put the oil in. So now I'll just go put the wheels and stuff on it. One thing I mentioned in the book is about this leg, which side it goes on. It actually goes on the same side as the handles, because what it does is that when the wheels go on down below on the other side, this extra distance here makes up for the extra height of the legs, of the wheels, I'm sorry. And with the nuts, I'm actually going to be putting a lock washer on the end when it goes through on the other side, so that when it vibrates, it won't vibrate loose. The wheels actually go on quite easy. Here's a short rod, and you can see the hole in the end of it. This goes into a piece of pipe right there. Goes in through. There's a hole right there for a split pin to go through. And the wheel goes on over like that. A washer goes on over there, and then a split pin goes through there. So I've got the extra leg put on here, and the two wheels put on down here, so it should just be an easy tip. And it's down and it's ready to move. The two handles are up inside here. You just pull out on them, and the generator can easily move around. So that's a lot easier, because the generator is about 200 pounds, and it's a little bit of a bear to move otherwise. Now the battery plate, it actually bolts onto the side of the generator underneath all the plugs. There are two holes in the frame, one above my finger here and one above my finger here, and that corresponds to the two holes in the bottom of this on the plate. So you just place it over to that, put your bolts through, and it should be pretty sturdy. It also comes with the kit. Well, here's the nuts and bolts. Is another bar, and I think this goes on top of the battery with these threaded rods to hold the battery onto the plate once it's in place. Now, I don't have a battery right now. I'll probably get one later. And here are the two wires. Red is positive and black is negative. So I've got the generator all put together, except for the battery, which I'll be getting later. And so I took a look at all the different writings on all the different warning stickers. There's warning stickers for electric shock. There's warnings about lifting it. Something mentioning about spark plug compliance. Over here, do not return to the store. Call a 1-800 number. The serial number is over here in the frame. Over on this side, we've got caution, hot surface, do not touch. That's what that is there. No more signs on this side. Crawl over this way. We have the choke lever right here, and it says open and close. Unfortunately, in all the writing it says start and run. So I'm thinking that the open is for start and the closed is for run. And that's a push in for open, pull out for closed. This here is the air cleaner. It's just kept in place by a couple of little flip connectors there, one on top and one on bottom. Over here, she's a 13 horsepower, and I believe I might have mentioned earlier there was no real mention of no oil in the unit. Well, you know, here's a big sign, a big tag, no oil unit put in before starting. Also on the top, this is the cord, by the way. This is the hose for the propane. Attaches to your regular barbecue tank. We have notice there, check if any fuel spills or leaks, stop engine before refueling. There's a tag here that's great at explaining how to start the unit. And on top we have, again, starting instructions, a cautionary thing about operating generator in closed spaces, talking about the purge valve, and I'll get into the starting once I get everything set up in a new propane tank. I'll go through the startup procedures. Do not push the button while running, and oil must be put in the unit. So it's pretty clear that oil needs to be put in the unit. Up here it actually gives the specs on the unit. The model is JD 6500 LPG, voltage 12240. There we go, yeah. Rated output 5,000 watts, max output 6. Current 42 amps, that's at 120, and 21 amps. Sorry, 42 amps at 120, yeah, and 21 amps at 240. Talks about the frequency, DC voltage, DC output, engine speed, the weight, 85 kilograms, about 200 pounds, maximum temperature 4 degrees, maximum altitude. So there's all sorts of signs and notices on the generator, but it was relatively easy to put together. Now I just need to put some oil in it, and then it's pretty much ready to use. And the final step before I start the generator is actually to put the oil in it. I picked up some Pennzoil full synthetic oil at Walmart, and the only place where it says how much oil has to go into it, or the actual volume, is right here on this little tag on the frame. It says 1.1 liters. Otherwise in the book it says, you know, when you take off this oil filler cap here, that the oil should touch the base of the treads down there. Now you can't see it on the camera, but in real life it's quite easy to see. So I'm just going to pop this oil in, and then all I need to do is get a battery, although this is startable using a pull cord, and my propane tank, and then I'm ready to start it up. The easiest way I found to install the oil is to just tip her up on her side like this, and I have some clamps that I just extended, and I just put it underneath the frame right there, so it's sturdy, and it gives me a nice level surface in order to actually pour in the oil. So here's the generator. I'm going to start it up here now. What you do is that you hook it up to a propane tank. This propane tank here is actually last filled in 1998, which is 14 years ago. So you hook up the hose, you turn on the tank, you pull the choke out to the closed position, and you press the purge valve for 3 seconds, and you put your key in the run position. I don't have a battery, so I won't be using an electric start. And right-handed, switch the camera over, grab onto the cord, pull it underneath, and let's see if it starts. 1, 2. So there you have it. All Power America 6,000 watt propane generator. Just to prove, yeah, gas doesn't go bad. This is an old cylinder, and 3 pulls, and it starts. I just have to get a battery for it now to make it just a little bit more easier to start. As you can see, she starts off quite easy with the pull cord with 3 pulls. However, DW wasn't able to pull the cord, so I figured I might as well get a battery. I did some searching around at Canadian Tire and a few other automotive places, and I couldn't find one to the dimensions that they were looking for, which was 7.5 inches wide, 5 inches deep, 7 inches high, with 200 cranking amps. So I called the company, the 1-800 number, and I was on hold for just about 20 minutes, like 18 minutes. And she came on and she said that there is one at Walmart. It's an ES L8 That battery would be the one for the generator. So I went to Walmart and I looked, and the one that buddy gave me, it wasn't a full code, but it was a battery for a scooter. So, and I don't think that's going to work because I need a lawn and garden tractor battery. So I took a closer look, and they actually had one there that is almost the exact size. It's an Everstart U1200N. It's the exact height, 7 inches high at the terminals, and it's maybe a 1/4 inch wider and a 1/4 inch deeper. So it's perfect, and it has 200 cranking amps, so that's perfect. So I got it temporarily hooked up here because I'm going to put a full charge on it, and there's also a bar that goes across here, and it attaches down here so the battery won't move. So I want to completely charge the battery first before I permanently put it in place. So I've got it all hooked up there temporarily, so let's just see if it starts. Well, turn on propane tank. Pull out on the choke, press the purge, and now let's see if she starts. Okay, I've got the key in there. Let's see if she starts. Okay, probably not enough gas. Let's purge it again and make sure that's pulled out. Let's try it again. Well, let's try it again. I'm a little crooked here today. Press the purge. Let's try it again. Maybe there's not enough propane in the tank. Yeah, the tank, I think, is empty. So I'm just going to go get another propane tank and try it. Okay, so I've got a brand new propane tank on there now, and I just hooked it up and I purged it, and now I'll make sure the choke is out, and now let's try it. Okay, so there it is, working with the battery. So make sure that you have a good amount of propane in your tank. That tank is an old tank, and I guess it's quite empty, as that one is a significant amount heavier. So besides the fact of testing out the electrics, plugging in the 12240 and the 120 volt regular plugs, which should be, I'll test that later, that shouldn't be any big deal. What I've done is I've actually installed the battery now. The rods that come with it, I had to cut them off because they're a little long. They're up to about that height. And I also wrapped it in some bubble wrap insulation because it will be out here during the winter. So that's all wrapped up and ready to be stored away. So DW had a great idea. I'm going to store it in there underneath my desk, but we wanted to keep it free from dirt. So we made a little cover for it out of the box that it came in. I just cut the flaps off, notched that for the generator, for the battery. We just drop it down over the top, and it just rests just above the wheels. That covers the battery, and I have two little holes here at the end for the handles. Pull them out and just wheel it in here. And there we have it. Generator's all tucked in out of the way, and it's covered from dust and that sort of stuff. So there you have it. The all-power 6,000 watt propane generator stored away, ready for use.